am I.
There's complete chaos outside.
Legislator defiant Dragon supporters demonstrating for Dirk's freedom have taken a very special interest in the outcome of today's trial. Look about ready to string us up if we lose. The trial's here pretty much like the ones back home with one major difference: the divination seance. The victim's final memories will become a matter for deliberation. I've heard about that. They don't stop you from winning your cases here in Karayan. True, but it wasn't easy. Still, the memories of the dead are simply another piece of evidence. There's always a way to deal with them if your client is truly innocent. Well, I know Dirk is innocent, but... Dirk, what is that secret you keeping? Hey, AJ. Here you go, just like I promised. Thanks, Daz. Wait, were you arrested by the police yesterday? Yeah, I spent the night in the slammer. Had a fine meal, shower, even a bed. What more could I ask for? Ha 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 ha!
That actually sounds way better than where we're staying.
Just remember, AJ, if Dirk's found guilty today, we're all probably going to be found guilty of the Defence Culpability Act too. Yeah, no, you said something to that effect. That witch Garan wants to take advantage of today to crush our revolution once and for all. Failure of the revolution, every Kuranese person rests in the trial. We're counting on you, AJ. We'll be fine. We're going to win this one, you'll see. The trial will begin shortly, Apollo. Let's make our way into the courtroom. Right.
Let the trial of Dirk Sadmadi begin.
The defence is ready, Your Honour. The prosecution is ready, Your Majesty. So it's really come down to this. Don't expect to hold anything back now, you,
This trial will examine the murder of Justice Minister Inga Karakul Karayan and the assassination of the former Queen Amara Sigatar Karayan. First, I believe we should address the murder of Minister Inga. Would that be acceptable, Prosecutor Sadmadi? Prosecutor Sadmadi?
Yes, of course. Please proceed. What's with him?
How very unlike you, Prosecutor. Is your mind elsewhere this day?
Not at all, Your Majesty. Are you really going to be able to go through with this, Nayuba?
Well, Prosecutor Sadmadi, I'd be remiss if I failed to voice a concern of mine. I've heard mention you are the son of the accused Dirk Sadmadi.
You have heard true. Does it in fact pose some sort of problem, Your Majesty?
A father being prosecuted by his own son? Could one possibly deliberate such a case without personal feelings intervening?
Yes, without question. Yeah, with this, here it is, prosecutor somebody's going to so far then. How the son of a criminal even be a prosecutor in the first place? Dirk?
Fellow citizens, you will do well not to underestimate my son. He's not one to allow personal feelings to interfere with the execution of his duty. Isn't that right, Nayuta?
I will not stop until my work here is done.
See? All you doubters sit back down before you trip over your own stupidity. Ha 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 ha! The accused will not take the stand without first being summoned. In any case, if Prosecutor Sadmari has no issue with this arrangement, then let us commence the deliberations.
One moment, if you would.
Your Eminence!
Your Eminence, what brings you here? Your Majesty, it would appear that Prosecutor Sadmari does indeed have some reservations. No, that's not true. Do you truly believe you could deceive me, Nayuta Sadmari? One should hold no reservations if one is to stand on these hallowed funerary grounds. I have none, Your Eminence. No, it is clear we cannot leave this matter to you. We shall handle the prosecution of enemy of the Crown, Dirk Sadmari, personally. But remain by our side and bear witness to how a true prosecutor enforces the law.
Excuse me, but is the Queen going to prosecute the case? Is that, kosher?
There is no need for concern. Before we were crowned Queen, we served as prosecutor.
Really? As a foreigner, your ignorance can be excused, but know this. The prosecutor in charge of the Queen Amara assassination case 23 years ago was none other than Her Eminence Queen Garan Sigatar Karayan.
First your Majesty, now this. Why doesn't anyone ever tell me these things? I heard she served as a Minister of Justice, but she was also a prosecutor. I'm guessing she probably moved up the ladder from prosecutor to Justice Minister. We prosecuted that case 23 years ago, but no verdict was ever rendered. We had one guilty verdict in every case until then, for no lawyer could stand up to us.
I'm at a loss for words. To think I'd once more bear witness to Her Eminence at work in the Hall of Justice.
Our first trial in 23 years. No quarter shall be given to criminals. We shall prosecute them with all our might. Okay. What a magnificent sight. The Queen's on time from the prosecutor days. To think we'd see it once more. What the? That's Queen Garan? Talk about an extreme makeover. It's all coming back now. The feel of my blood pumping through my veins. Woe to you, O enemies of Karayan, for I shall personally slice, dice, and grind you up into hog feed. I don't suppose I can ask her to roll back to polite pre-makeover personality. Know this, lawyer? Yes. Now I stand as prosecutor. Consider your defence's bench a headsman's scaffold. If you wish to leave any last words, I advise you start thinking of them now, while you still have a head with which to think, that is. Ooh, she's dead serious. Now it's time for the divination seance. Rafer, come forth.
Your benevolence, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Your benevolence, I understand it may be difficult for you, but may we proceed with the divination seance?
Yes, let us proceed.
Forgive me for asking, but are you feeling physically unwell? If so, I'd advise you avoid any undue exertion. Your benevolence?
What's wrong? It's like her mind's anywhere but here. A lot's happened since yesterday. On top of the murder of her beloved father, she found out he'd been planning a coup, and today she'll have to experience his death through his own eyes. Yeah, that'd be enough to shake anyone up. Still, it seems like she's worse off today than she was yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember her being this depressed. Wait. Gran didn't do something to her, did she?
Your Eminence, about today's divination seance, as I understand it, the prosecution has yet to review its content. Is this deviation from protocol a part of your plan?
Prosecutor Sudmardi, would you care to explain your actions? Your Eminence, the accused was caught at the scene of the crime. Therefore, I deemed no seance would be necessary for such a clear-cut case. You and your bleeding heart. You seek to spare Ray for the trauma of witnessing her father's death. Is that why you've done this? Not at all. You were concerned for me, Prosecutor Sudmardi? That's oddly compassionate of him, all things considered. Your Eminence, your Majesty, regardless of what is best for her benevolence, this case is blessed with a bounty of incontrovertible evidence. So I believe we could reach a swift verdict without devoting precious time to a seance.
You have a point. Personally, I'd like to spare her benevolence any undue misery. Experiencing the murder of a loved one is a burden no one should have to bear.
Prosecutor Sudmardi, your Majesty, can this trial truly proceed without a divination seance? I can't blame her for not wanting to experience her father's murder firsthand.
Your Eminence, what are your feelings on the matter? Shall we have her benevolence return home for some much-needed rest?
We shall not. You fools spoil her with your feckless words of compassion. Listen well, Rafer. You have spoken time and time again about how grown up you are now. Yes, but... So let us see if the royal priestess has truly come onto her own. Are you prepared to fulfill your duty and perform the divination seance as you should? Yes. That's better. See? Problem solved. Poor Rafer. Is this really a good idea? I guess we'll see.
Very well. Let us begin the divination seance. Nanya, my robe. Oh,
Looks like Nanya's still missing. It's been an all day already.
Bobhead,
Yes?
you remove my robe.
What? Why me?
Don't keep her benevolence waiting now, Mr. Wright. Can't you see she's ready to begin?
Great, I've been reduced to royal robe remover. It's like she's grooming Mr. Wright to be Nanya's replacement.
Very well, your benevolence. Please start when you're ready.
Come, Rafer. You know what you must do. There's no turning back now. I know.
Final members of the deceased. This should be interesting.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Your benevolence! What's wrong?
This is unacceptable.
Bailiff, take a benevolence to the first aid station at once.
This is not good.
Your Eminence, you have any idea why her benevolence collapsed so suddenly?
It seems she was not ready for what the deceased was to reveal. It overwhelmed her. Her inexperience and immaturity left her ill-prepared to face her father's death. And she said she could go through with it. How very disappointing.
I know someone who's not winning Mother of the Year ever. I mean, of course Rafa's going to be overwhelmed. She's still just a child.
It seems we have no choice but to move on to witness testimony, Your Majesty.
Yes, let us proceed. Bailiff, summon the first witness if you would. Is this not the accused?
It is indeed. I thought I'd give him the opportunity to plead his case. For true justice is more than just a unilateral presentation of the facts by the prosecution.
That seems uncharacteristically fair of her.
However, should the accused fail to produce convincing testimony, he, along with his cabal of treacherous lawyers, shall immediately be found guilty, and their heads will roll from their shoulders.
What? I should have known there was a catch.
Your court, your rules, same as always, I see, Garan. Now then, Mr. Dirk Sadmardi, if you could enlighten us as to what happened.
Well, I would if I could. I was struck with a sudden dizziness the moment I entered the tomb. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand, and lying right in front of me was Inga, dead as a doornail. I've no recollection of what happened in the interim, but I didn't kill him. At least, I don't think I did. It goes against everything I believe in. That didn't explain shit.
For the record, let it be known, the accused's fingerprints were all over the murder weapon. And since he was caught in the act, there's no chance for a third party to tamper with it.
Well, that certainly seems to point the finger at you, Mr. Sadmardi.
Even as a lawyer, I have to agree with you there, Your Majesty. Seriously, Dirk, this is no laughing matter. This is exactly what Garan wanted. To have Dirk try to plead his case only to fail miserably. How low can she go?
Prosecutor, behold the most unpleasant of spectacles, and yet it be etched into your soul. See how instead of accepting the inevitable, those fish-brained lawyers flounder and flop themselves straight into the abyss of despair.
Yes, Your Eminence, show me the way.
Now then, would the defence please begin their cross-examination?
You were struck by a sudden dizziness because of his illness. Is that something that's ever happened to you before? Can't say it has. Maybe age is catching up with me. I'm no spring chicken after all. That's not the issue here.
A most cunning excuse, one befitting an insidious insurgent.
Oh?
A killer who does not recall his crime. How very convenient. Next I imagine you'll plead insanity. You aim to seek a lesser sentence through excuses and subterfuge, do you not?
Don't make me laugh, Your Malevolence.
How dare you?
I'm merely stating my innocence. I've no intention of offering excuses. It's your base of speculation I would decry as foolish. You deceitful bitch.
Is it your wish I should claim your head right now in this very hall?
Well, that would certainly speed things along. Dirk, why don't you let me handle it from here? If there's anything you need to say, you can say it through me, okay? Anything to stop you from kneeling the Queen.
Next time you have an objection, you'd better have some proof to go with it, Dirk.
The accused will continue with what he does recall of the crime.
Hold it!
Do you recall anyone putting the knife in your hand, Dirk? Wish I could say I did, but I don't remember a thing from what I came to. You think there might have been a third party in the tomb, son? Yeah, because if you didn't do it, the real killer must have been in there with you.
Objection!
You called, Your Eminence?
Does she go anywhere without them goons?
Was there a third party in the tomb when you were securing it?
No, Your Eminence. We searched high and low but found nothing of the sort.
And there you have it.
Oh, right, they did search the place.
Furthermore, my guards had the entire tomb surrounded, so there was no way for anyone to escape.
That's right. No one got in or out without our knowledge. Her Eminence on-site directives were absolutely flawless.
Do you see now? The presence of a third party is beyond the realm of possibility. The tomb was, for all intents and purposes, completely sealed off from the rest of the world.
What a waste of time. How could it be any more obvious? Dirk must be the killer. Thanks for nothing, gallery guy. As if our graves weren't already deep enough.
Accused, what do you believe about the possible presence of a third party?
Based on the situation you presented, I'd say the chances are slim to none. You didn't have to agree with the Dirk.
Let the accuser's statement be added to the testimony.
Very well, Mr. Samadi, if you would.
It's like the more we press, the thinner the case gets. Well, let's keep pressing and maybe we'll work out the wrinkles in it too.
Hold it!
We can't prove you're innocent without at least the possibility of that third party was there. Find the possible in the impossible, son. That's just what a lawyer's gotta do sometimes. Isn't that right? Who, me? Yeah, you could say that. I've seen more than my fair share of trials like that. They'd start with no viable evidence, useful testimony, or any hope of winning. But through cold sweat, desperation, and a little luck, I've always managed to pull them off. Right. I can see we are kindred spirits, you and I. Geez, taking cases like that must shave years off your life. If that were true, I'd be long dead. Find the possible in the impossible. Can I prove it was at least possible there was a third party there? Dirk, what do you see at the scene of the crime? Let's see, I came to...
Hold it!
You stated these dead as a doornail. How can you be so sure? Pretty easy to spot the difference between a soulless man and a soulless shell of a man. His complexion, the amount of blood at the sea made it obvious which it was.
Watch your words, or you shall join Minister Inga much sooner than expected. You can bow your head before him and seek his forgiveness there in the Twilight Realm. If you still have a head to bow, that is.
You bloodthirsty spider. What happened to you? There was still a little love in your heart 23 years ago. You even used to think of me as a brother.
It seems you surely do have a death wish.
Is that really all you've got?
Dirk, I am begging you, enough of the lip and just deliver your testimony, please.
Alright, I'll try, but I can't promise anything.
Hold it!
A day's passed since the murder. You remember anything in the time? My memory's a complete blank. It's as if that part of my brain has been scooped right out.
How very convenient. But even if you've no memory of the event, your guilt is without question. There is nothing more to debate.
You're forgetting one thing, Garan. I have no motive.
You lead a band of insurgents that seeks to overthrow the government. I would say that alone is motive enough to slay our kingdom's Minister of Justice.
I've declared countless times I lead a bloodless revolution. I forbid violence and murder, even if some younger members may have a thirst for blood. Bloodless revolution. He wouldn't really have a motive in that case. Is that an important statement? Of course it fucking is. That was an important statement. I'd like my client to outdo his testimony.
Very well then. The accused will please do as the defence has requested.
Hold it!
A bloodless revolution. Could you be more specific? I'm talking about dragging this pompous prosecutor here off her bloody throne. So go ahead, Garan, act all high and mighty now, because it's the last chance you'll get.
You still speak of rebellion despite the charges against you. You truly are a fool. I will prove your guilt soon enough and display your head for all of Karayan to see. People will forever speak of you, not as a revolutionary, but as the terrorist you are.
You're mistaken, your maleficence. It'll be you the people speak of, as the tyrant who was overthrown by her own people.
I wonder if you would still be spewing such nonsense before the headsman's axe.
Ha 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 ha! I'm afraid I'll still be like this in the afterlife, despot.
I know that self-restraint's as foreign as that pile of dirt, but I'd really rather go home than to Twilight Realm after this.
Hold it!
Can you state that you didn't kill him any more definitively?
How can I when I have no memory of what happened?
Or can you at least state whether or not you are a murderer?
That I can do. I am not a murderer, and I would never kill anyone, no matter the circumstances.
Objection!
And do you have any evidence to support your claim you did not kill the minister?
Evidence? No, can't say that I do.
In that case, you will strike that statement, "I didn't kill him," from your testimony.
Wait, you can't just discard testimony like that. I mean, I'm the one cross-examining the defendant after all.
Hold your prattling tongue, foreign devil. I am the queen of this kingdom, and the queen is the law. As such, I need not follow the laws that are in place. I can make and break them at will.
Henceforth, the accused will refrain from stating I didn't kill him.
What? Sure, whatever. It's the Garantia after all, same as always.
Hold it!
Dirk, leave the evidence finding to me. Now please, will you stop agreeing with everything the prosecution says? Alright, now stick to the facts from now on. Remember, son, if you truly believe in me, you should be able to prove my innocence. I know you can do it. He believes I'll prove him innocent, even with all these inconvenient truths. Is that what he's saying? I think Dirk might be onto something. Even the most disadvantageous facts may point the way to the truth. So don't ignore them. Think of them as food for thought. Don't worry, I know. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I need to remember that no matter how difficult the facts may be to deal with. If only we could establish the possibility of a third party. But does the possibility itself even exist? We don't have a choice. Proving it exists is the only way to start a real dialogue here. Let's have a look. Ah, that sounds like it.
Objection!
Your Eminence, I'm afraid the trial will not go exactly as you anticipated, because I can show there might have been a third party in that tomb.
Oh, how very fascinating. Go on, I do love a good fairy tale.
We did a luminol test at the crime scene, and we found a blood stain that didn't match the Justice Minister's blood. I remind you that neither Dirk nor Miss Fay were injured during the incident. Thing is, the blood stain we found had been wiped up by someone.
What's this? But who would have done such a thing?
That's the big question, ain't it? Who wiped up the blood and why? Thinking about it logically, it must be someone who wanted to conceal their presence at the scene of the crime.
Oh, and to whom do you suppose the bloodstain might belong?
The bloodstain belongs to the real killer, of course. Whoever it was, they were probably shot while they were attacking Minister Inga. Since the blood would give them away, they had to wipe it up. I say this because we know for a fact the Justice Minister fired his gun in the tomb.
Objection!
You have the memory of a flea. There was nowhere for anyone to hide. This too is a known fact.
Objection!
But a bloodstain from a third party means someone must have been hiding there.
Very well then, tell me this. Where was this third party hiding?
Oh, the crime scene was thoroughly searched after it was discovered. If there was a hiding place, it would have to be somewhere no one would dare look. Somewhere no one would dare look.
Let's have your answer, defence. Where could a third party have hidden?
Okay, is it the statue or the sarcophagus? I'm going to go with the sarcophagus first.
Take that!
There's one place no one would search, not even the Queen's Royal Guard, and that would be inside Queen Amara's sarcophagus. Even now it's locked up tight. No one would find you if you hid in there. I'm told it's temperature controlled to preserve the mummy within, but if someone dressed warmly enough, they could withstand the cold for a short time.
This is sacrilege! Surely the perpetrator of such a foul deed would be cursed!
But that's just it. The killer knew everyone would be too scared to open the sarcophagus. True, the guards were so scared of being cursed they wouldn't even touch it. And when the coast was clear, the killer made a quick escape from within the frigid confines.
Well now, that does sound like a plausible method of evading capture.
The defence requests a DNA test on the bloodstain. And we'll see just who the real killer
Such
is.
insolence!
Bow your head and kneel, lawyer, so your head may be parted from your shoulders.
Eh? The trial's not even over. Whoa.
How soon you'll forget you're already on the headsman's scaffold. As such, I could order your beheading at any moment.
All I did was request a DNA test.
There's no need to request such a test. Royal Guard, bring it forth now.
Here you are, Your Eminence.
The police already identified the source of the blood stain. The DNA test revealed the blood is of the traitor Dirk Submardi.
What? But Dirk wasn't injured, so where did his blood come from? Maybe he coughed it up. Dirk's illness. Still, there was a lot of blood. Could he really coughed up that much? Did he wipe up to hide his failing health? Dirk, is he really that bad? Ah, shoot, you got me.
Pay attention, horned devil, for the case has already been solved. You claimed the bloodstain would lead us to the real killer, did you not?
About that.
Did you or did you not make that claim of your own volition, defense?
Yes, I did. After she steered you in that direction, that is. Oh, I fell right into a trap.
You see now the folly in imposing the very embodiment of the law. Whatever you say or do shall come to no avail. A third party at the scene of the crime is beyond the realm of possibility.
No.
Praise be for Queen Garan. Her Eminence's legal tactics are beyond compare.
I hate to say this, but she's really got us good.
The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore it'd be impossible for some knave to open it.
Can I really discount the sarcophagus as an hiding place, though? What if the real killer's still in there? No, that's ridiculous.
I believe we have rebels and sympathizers in the gallery today. Is it to you I speak? Have you been listening? Dirk Submard is the one who proclaimed a bloodless revolt. Has betrayed your cause by resorting to murder.
It can't be. Dirk would never. There must be some kind of mistake. The fine dragons and their sympathizers starting to have doubts. So this is why Garan allowed us to cross-examine Dirk. By establishing his guilt in Inga's murder, she's effectively damaged his reputation among those who support him. True, but now we have an even bigger problem.
And now, filthy lawyers, you will honour your end of the bargain. Accept your guilty verdict for your failure to explain your client's actions.
Huh?
Now I shall pass judgment upon the criminal Dirk Sagmari.
What's this? You shall pass judgment? But, Your Eminence, is that not my role?
Hold your tongue. You're but a figurehead before me, the embodiment of the law. Consider yourself dismissed. As Queen of Karine, I shall now pass judgment upon the accused.
Objection!
Wait. You didn't even give us a chance to rebut.
Know when you're defeated, lawyer. But just this once I'm ready to show you the depths of my compassion. Tell me why I should allow these proceedings to continue. Come, convince me.
Quick, Apollo. Even if you have to bluff, we've got to keep this trial going. Show the crime could have been committed by a third party. How am I supposed to do that? Why don't you start with, how about the timing of Inga's murder? What? The whole case is built on a single premise. Inga was murdered after Dirk entered the tomb. What if that's not true? Like, if our assumptions are all wrong? That might work.
Well, don't keep us waiting, defence.
Dirk became the prime suspect because he didn't seem probable there was a third party at the scene of the crime. But there's another question we should ask ourselves at this time. Was Minister Inga really killed after Dirk entered the tomb?
What nonsense is this?
Setting aside the assumption the murder occurred after Dirk arrived on the scene, opens up the possibility of a third party committing the crime. The question before us is, when was Minister Inga really killed?